Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Max, Iron 4 New Bridge, and we've got Derpin Panda. Forgive me, Paul, I don't know your last name.
Yeah, no
But
worries. I'm Paul Lee. I'm different panda.
yeah, but tonight we got the game with SVT versus Paw Patrol. Um, this is a pretty good looking game. I see a lot of really nice players coming in on both sides, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out.
Oh yeah.
I What was that?
Oh yeah. No, for sure. I mean, the teams look very solid right now. It should be an exciting game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got on Paw Patrol, we got This is Garrett the captain, then we have Barkland 99, who I believe was Eruion. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, but yeah, he's a fantastic jungler. Then Ali, Violet Sociocat, just a monster support and mid laner with lots of really strong champions. And then you got Opie playing ADC, and I've been on his team, and he's ham. I like playing with him. He's a fantastic one. And then they have the Sub Motion of the Ocean, which I'm not too familiar with his play, but if he has to play, I'm sure they'd like to have him. Then we have on Super Juicy Vitamilk Torpedoes, we've got Garfield Juice, the Diamond Slayer, with a fantastic draft me post, and Super Kami Guru now, fantastic jungler and support, I believe, pretty much anything, I think. And then Will the Torpedo Brooks. I'm ready to see how he plays out in mid. That's going to be fun to see. And then we have Vita Stadesis. I think I said that right. Um, he's running ADC, it looks like. I think he's new to the league. This might be his first split. And he's running ADC. It looks really nice. Then we got Allergic to Milk as the support, and Bookmarkle and Jabberman Kurtz as the subs.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of very diverse roster here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to see all the players. A lot of talent on these teams. I'm looking forward to the game. Right now we're just waiting on the pick band to go. So we're just gonna hang around for a minute till that starts up. I think the teams are getting close to being ready.
Yeah, I really hope we see some crazy, crazy picks from both sides here. It's preseason. None of these games actually count. Hopefully, we get like random pocket picks that make no sense.
They don't count, but I think we do want to take them seriously. Either way, I think, it'll be fun to watch one way or another. If it's a meme fest, so be it. That's super fun to watch. I mean, if it's serious, it's awesome to see the talent come out. And so on the side of SVT, we see the first ban coming out from Morgana, which is a really strong flex pick between mid and support. Oh, and they already went and banned Vita's. Oh, these bans are going fast. Okay. They banned out Vita's Cassiopeia, very strong. And they banned out Ali's Cho'Gath. Oh man, these bans are flying out. Normally it takes a minute for people to set down what they want. But yeah, they've went ahead, gotten rid of Ali's Cho'Gath and Morgana from the support or mid. I'm really not too sure what the picks are going to look like on either of these teams. While I have played with a good bit of these players, I don't know what their real specialties are when they come into, the LCS. But I can't see what that ban was on the
I
Paw
cannot
Patrol side.
They were hovering Nasus for a while.
Yeah, it looks like they're saying it is a Nasus ban.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so on the side of SVT, they're still looking, they're hovering Pike, and they went ahead and locked it in. So I think they're looking to shut down a lot of the bot lane, make it a lot easier for them. Because I know that's where their strongest player is definitely Vita Decidesis, currently Diamond 3, I believe. Super strong ADC with lots of knowledge about the game. Went ahead and banned Will Brooks' Malzahar, and it wouldn't be a LCS game with Will Brooks in it if Malzahar wasn't banned. And then we see on the side of SVT, we've got Ornn as the first pick, most likely top, but I have seen it in support, and hopefully not, but it could be jungle. I don't want that though. And then we see Malphite coming out on the top pick for the side of Paw Patrol. It's a pretty solid pick, rock solid, I might say. Lots of armor. So if the team ends up building 80 almost completely on the side of SVT, it'll be a definitely good pick.
Oh yeah, two very strong frontliners are.
Yeah. We got two really strong frontliners, a lot of team fight potential on both sides just with these first two picks. They go ahead and pick the Braum. That's two tanks already. It's nice to see that they already have a firm, front line going on the side of Paw Patrol.
Oh yeah, it looks like they might be doing a lot of potentially front to back fighting in the game just based on these first couple.
Yeah, it might not be such a fiesta. All right. and they have Bard coming out on the side of SVT. So that looks like it's going to be a really aggressive bot lane they might be going for with Bard, but who knows?
Yeah, that's a very, very high potential there, especially knowing that the carry is probably considered the best on their team, so they might be looking for a very strong carry.
Okay, so it's looking like Bard, Caitlyn, Bot, and that's going to be a really strong lane on the side of Super Vitamilk Torpedoes. I think I'm missing a letter or name, but yeah, no. Either way, the bot lane is looking good on their side. I like to see all the team comps coming in really strong. All look like they have nice picks on both sides. We haven't seen the entire comp. Something funky might come in, but I'm not thinking it will this game.
Yeah, everything is looking fairly standard. General.
And a third tank coming out on the side from PAW Patrol. I don't think this is season 4, but it's looking like there's just 3 tanks in the game. I like seeing more tanks in my games, but you gotta have 2 really high damage players coming from the mid and jungle now.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, is that gonna be Scion jungle? Sorry, no, mid and ADC I meant. Oh, that was a Lucian, not Scion. Okay.
Oh.
I should check the chat more often. Yeah, so maybe not 3 tanks. Wishing I could see a Scion. I love that champion. Super fun to play. Super boring for the enemy to play against, but kind of fun to watch in team fights. But yeah, Lucian and Braum is a nice combo in the bot lane. Were you about to say something?
Oh yeah, no. Lucian is a super strong pick, even after it happened from the 9.2 to 9. Lucian is still top of the pack.
Yeah, and so now we see on the side of SVT, they banned out Allie's Kale, Violet Sociocat's Kale. She's a very strong Kale player, and they banned out the Veigar. I think that might have been a Will Brooks pick they're banning out, trying to make sure the mid laner isn't quite as comfortable as he could be, because I know when he's comfortable on some champions, he can really lay it down. Let's see what this final ban is. That's a Shyvana ban coming from the side of SVT. I'm not really familiar. I haven't seen a Shyvana in an LCS game in a minute, so I don't really know. Is that one of their jungler specialties?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I haven't run around solo queue, so it's potentially just something that's a.
They got the Amumu coming out on the other side, so they do have 3 tanks, or at least 2 full tanks. Sometimes the Amumu might not go full tank, which I'd prefer him just to go tank, but it just depends on how the game plays out and what they want to achieve.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's see what this next pick. I'm thinking it's probably going to be their mid laner on the side of SVT, but they might save that for last. And they lock in the Ziggs on Will Brooks.
Yeah, very strong pick so far. I mean, the comp for SVT, I can't really put it, but hey, it could be something that's super strong.
That's a whole lot of. Yeah, it's a whole lot of poke coming through on SVT with the Caitlyn's range plus the Ziggs Q. You got the Bard able to, if Bard can get a stun or an ult off and just let them set up around it, it's a perfect opportunity for Ornn to get that knock up and Kane to come in and just deal down some damage if everything goes smoothly. Let's see what this final pick on the side of PAW Patrol is. And it's looking like Ahri.
Oh, there it is, the Ahri pick.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong pick, especially for their mid laner. I believe it's StarCraft running mid this game. Maybe Allie? Okay, I'm looking at the team and he's in the middle, so I just kind of threw out a guess right there. But yeah, so these teams look pretty nice. I'm not sure if we're about to start the game just yet. But yeah, let's hang around for a minute. So what do you think about the teams?
Honestly, this will be very interesting to see. Especially bot lane. Braum, Lucian. I mean, Lucian's very heavily outranged. Folk they have down there, they probably gonna have to. They better play really safe to make it to their spike, 2-item, 3-item spike that they need.
Yeah, well, with the Braum and Lucian, I do see a lot of potential, especially Lucian being able to proc that Braum passive so quickly. And Lucian is a really early game heavy champion. If he can manage to just even break even in the early game, I think he would have an easier time in the game. But I do know that matchup might be difficult for the ADC, considering it is OP, who is a very confident and strong ADC player, but he is going up against, I think, the highest ranked ADC in the league, Vita Stedesis. He's up there with Bear Jr. and Cvan. A really strong player for sure. We'll see how it plays out in a couple minutes, though.
Oh yeah, and maybe Paul is looking to try to get to grouped 5-man fights here, because I mean they do have you could argue that they have much stronger SVT is.
Yeah, I think they both have some pretty solid comps. I think they definitely need to get some damage off a little bit before from coming out from the Ziggs and SVT before they really try to do anything. I think mainly they're gonna be getting engaged on PAW just because all the strong engage they have with the Malphite ult, the Braum ult, the Amumu ult. The Ahri can go in whenever. It's a really strong front to back coming from Paw Patrol for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And they have a lot of potential here just to engage when they feel so. SVT better check their distance between every little skirmish.
Yeah, now we're just sitting through the pick ban. It's gonna take about 4 more minutes for us to catch up and get in the game after they. I think it's 3-minute delay. My bad. Yes, it's gonna be a 3-minute delay. We're just kind of going through the pick bans. Not something we haven't seen.
Yeah, for sure. I really hope to see a really game for BT here. I think if they really want to close the game for I think that they need to be fairly hyper aggressive here.
Yeah, I can't really tell. Just seeing the comps, I can see strengths playing to each one. I can't really say if I have a game in favor of one or the other. If I had to pick, though, between one team probably winning, coming out on top, I'd have to say it's Paw Patrol, just with Ali's supreme shot calling and just that strong comp they have. It just looks so good. That's a team I would love to be on. If I'm sitting in solo queue champ select and that's the team I see, I might think about dodging.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it looks like a much stronger late game team than SVT's. I believe SVT's team is looking to really try to get and carry that lead through to the end.
Yeah. Now, yeah, and I'm seeing there is a pretty good chance on the side of SVT. I'm assuming the Kane's gonna go red Kane, obviously against 2 or 3 tanks. That's definitely gonna be a must. Add some hard CC to the mix. Since they already do have a good bit of damage coming from the Ziggs, the Bard, the Caitlyn. A little bit more meat on their bones wouldn't hurt.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, if everything goes right, we'll.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Hopefully we'll see a lot of in-game. I mean, I know it's very easy to highlight those two, but it'll be good.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to see a lot of top lane fighting because it is going to be a wet noodle fight. I enjoy watching a tank matchup every now and again, but I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty boring lane to watch. I'm pretty excited to see the mid and bot lane play out and see how the junglers path around each other.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Ornn has weird potential sometime just to make these really strong against almost anybody.
Yeah, I think he is in a better spot now with that buff coming out. They took the shield off his W, but they did give him that unstoppable. Gives him a lot of counterplay if he can properly predict a Malphite ult. And he can stay in lane a lot longer than a Malphite with that passive, him being able to build in lane. Malphite is a pretty mana hungry champ. If you're not watching how much you're using, his spells cost a lot for the amount of mana he has. You could get put out of lane pretty easily against Sonoran. He could get a pretty good edge up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it does look like that Violet Sociocat will be playing the R, and and StarCraft will Malphite.
So it does look like StarCraft is going to be running with the Malphite. That is okay. I'm not used to seeing the captains at top, so I'm like, that's not Elysian top. Why would that be Elysian top?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, the hopefully Amumu. I know Amumu can strike, so hopefully they don't punish it. Hopefully he can make it through any early punishment from Kane.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty prone to that, and if Kane goes for some aggressive pathing, it might turn out pretty bad for a Mumu. When I play Kane, I like to be really aggressive, especially against junglers like a Mumu, who might not have the fastest clear in the beginning, and using a good bit of mana. I mean, he's gonna start blue obviously as a Mumu, which for me, if I was playing the Kane, I would probably try to go for his Raptors. That's just kind of like my thing I like to do on Kane though, is start at Raptors, take their buff, and then go down and just clear as much away from them as I can. Take the scuttle, and then look for a gank.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. And I mean, we're probably easy to assume that Kane will be moving around the very and trying to cause try to get as many early game kills as possible for probably mid and bottom here.
Yeah, I'm thinking the junglers are going to have a pretty big impact in this game. Both very good junglers, both very good champions. We'll see how it goes. Now we're just waiting on the spectator delay. We got 2 minutes, 20 seconds about, and then we'll be in game, hopefully. We're going to have to match up the times and everything, but that's
Definitely.
beside the point. So
It'll definitely be interesting to see. I mean, maybe our predictions will be right. Maybe we'll come from blue side here from SVT, but
I'm sorry, did your mic cut out? Did you say you were thinking that SVT had the edge on the game, or?
I think SVT has the edge in the early game. If they play it right, I think they'll start snowballing really, really hard, and it'll be very, very.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential for them to just snowball, and especially right now with turret plating and whatnot, and the extra gold rewards for all that and bounties. I think a lot can come out from early game this game, and if they can get this snowball rolling, there's a good chance that it could just end pretty quickly. But if Paw Patrol ends up playing it a little safer, not giving out too much in the early game, we might see a much longer and a little more interesting game go on.
Oh yeah, and I mean, knowing many times playing against Kane, I've always expect to see a gank bot lane from him really, really early, and it's almost gonna be a pain to play on Lucian and Braum, just because they can almost are gonna have to play safe 100% of the time.
Yeah, and that's kind of hurt. That kind of does hurt a Lucian's lane. I know if I play Lucian, I'm not a great ADC or anything, but I think I know enough about a Lucian to play him. If I'm playing Lucian, I want to be able to be aggressive, and with the threat of a gank from a Kane, coming around all the time with his speed and just the damage he can dish out even at early levels, I'd be playing a lot safer, which takes away a lot of the potential he has in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe it could be very easy to see this start trying to close the distance on Caitlyn. Really try to get some early trading in, just because he typically does have the early game in the bot lane.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, I see in the chat, I see Jirachi pointing out that Opie is playing Malphite. That is his champion. If Opie was to pick one champion he had to have played in this game, I knew it would be Malphite. Yeah. I didn't think he was going 80 top. I thought he was going ADC, but I guess since he has the Malphite, I didn't even notice the trade. Yeah, it looks like it's StarCraft going ADC with Gert.
Oh.
I wasn't too familiar with the who was going where. So it's just kind of guesswork on my part, and I apologize for that. But yeah, seeing Opie matching up against someone as his Malphite, now it looks like it's going to be a lot more interesting in the lane.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Opie is definitely a very strong top laner.
Yeah, I didn't see notice the switch either, so that is an apology out of. But hey, I think this does change things a little bit, maybe. But in terms of comp wise, there shouldn't be much change. We're definitely noticing some patterns and how these teams are gonna be playing out throughout the game.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it's just going to be a little bit better for Paw Patrol. Easier for them to, get something going in the early game. Or maybe not early game, sorry. I'm sorry. Get easier to give them a better chance in the mid-late game with Opie on his comfort pick at top.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, I think they're just looking to get that mid game. as soon as he gets to that mid game, I think the power spike on the Braum, I think that's enough to carry them to the late game and potentially close it out.
You said from the Braum?
I believe Braum is typically very good in the mid game, but
yeah, I think he has a lot of potential. He can easily protect his ADC. He can keep Lucian going. And I'd really love the synergy between Braum and Lucian. Just the ability to proc that stun on a champion so quickly with Lucian's passive. And it does look like we're in the game. Let's try to match up the times now.
Okay.
It takes a second with this. For some reason, I did it yesterday too. It just kind of like dimmed out and it doesn't let me load in the game. It just takes a second. Yeah, give me just a minute. My timer's still at 0. Okay. Alright, I'm paused at 5.
I'm
Alright.
not in the game at all. I don't know how to get into that awkwardly enough.
Yeah, it did it yesterday. We had to wait a minute, but it's not a huge deal as long as you get in the game.
Okay, yeah. I don't see any progress being made. So
click on your screen. I think that was a fix for it yesterday, is if you click on your screen after nothing happens, it might fix.
I've done it. Nothing. Sadly.
Alright, have you checked your timeline? Press U to pull it up if it's not already up, and just kind of click around, see if you can go to a time.
Well, I'm in the loading screen still.
Oh, you're in the loading screen still. Oh, okay. Yeah, no biggie.
I'm not 100% sure what's going on here.
Hopefully you didn't bug splat.
I don't think so. I still see the Discord overlay. And it's still loading. At least the top left.
Yeah, so we'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's just going to take a second. Okay, so I see from Jirachi, he's saying PAW win. But from Rob, I see him going for SVT. So
it looks like 5?
Yeah, pausing at 5. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm all good.
Alright, we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright.
Yeah, sweet.
Remember to go to that directed camera.
Yeah, everything is interesting. Very standard stuff.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of pings coming out from blue side and red side's pinging the turret. Maybe they want to just ARAM right now. So I see red side going in from the mid lane. Already in the bush, looking like they're setting up for an invade possibly. Yeah, it's looking like that's going to happen with the pings that are coming out.
Oh yeah, for
and we
sure.
do see Kane looking for his red. Alright. Going in, nothing is really happening. Blue side is playing it safe and just backing off. We do see Ornn up at top. I think he's going to try to probably get a ward down and check Kane's pathing, Make sure he's not going too aggressively for their buffs. So that's good on the side of PAW Patrol.
Oh yeah, it looks like more of a show of we can threaten you here, so.
Right, yeah. So I see it looks like Vitidus and Allergic to Milk are going down to the river brush, or at least the pings were going out there. You can't take the pings with more than a grain of salt sometimes, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see how things.
We do see some aggressive bush placement. Sorry, from the side of SVT. Sorry. They're already in lane. Probably gonna look to get priority in that lane, getting level 2 first, since they're already in lane, chunking out some minions, killing them faster.
Yeah. Oh, and the bot lane is finally meeting. And it looks like blue side.
Yeah, it looks like there's wet noodle fight up top. You see, you can see, Barklin99 is going straight from buff to buff, making sure there's no opportunity for Kane to counter jungle. And it looks like Kane's taking a little bit of a lighter path, just clearing out his entire bot side before going on to either the scuttle or the top side, depending on where he wants to gank.
Yeah, it's a very interesting play. I definitely expected this Kane to be much more. Maybe I just very well.
right now. Yeah, the game's just running a little slow, but it's it's only 2.5 minutes in. We see let me rearrange my icons real quick. We see that Kane does have the slightly faster clear. He's already got 12 CS compared to the only they're even now, but Kane's already taken out 3 camps and is already on his scuttle. Mumu's going towards the Crux now, looking maybe to get a gank top. But who knows? Opie's getting smacked down up top.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I truly do believe Ornn has very random potential. Completely shut out the opposite laner.
Yeah, I love playing Ornn, especially with the the W, the invulnerable. Plus, once you get the brittle on him, I believe it's percent HP damage. It gives a lot of potential to fight against tanks more easily.
Oh yeah, and
we do see Ally positioning around. Not Ally. I don't know why. I think she's the jungler. We do see Barklin99 positioning around top. Doesn't look like he can get anything, and just decides to go back.
Yeah, definitely looking very, very clean actually.
And we see a massive CS lead at this time coming from Vita to Sedesis with 23-12 and 11 CS lead. He's got lots of CS in the lane to keep taking too, compared to StarCraft. Very aggressive lane, it looks like.
For sure, and it definitely looks like things are panning out fairly what we could expect. I mean, Lucian and Braum are playing much more. Typically, I'd see them poking much more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of scared for Opie. It's looking really easy for Opie to die right here. With Kane coming up, Ornn is out of mana, so that's gonna make things pretty hard. But Opie is pretty low on health. We'll see what happens. I don't think they should go for a dive, but who knows what they're thinking.
I mean, it could just be a Kane showing off and saying,
Yeah, just Kane around the top side jungle.
Oh yeah.
Opie just getting chunked. He did start with that ruby crystal as opposed to the Doran shield or whatever else he might have wanted. Hopefully not a Doran's blade, even though Opie does endorse 80 Malphite. But yeah, so that he just loses the regen from that. It makes the lane a little harder for him to stay in it longer. But once he gets his first back off and gets an item, I think it'll be a lot easier for him.
Yeah, and we just missed it by a touch, but very interesting.
Yeah, they've got the wave almost pushed up to the turret. Probably trying to go just be as aggressive as they can. They have the minion wave crashing. Trying to just get the turret chunk down, get a little bit of gold at a time from those turret plays. It looks like Opie did successfully manage to back. Tankfield Juice is a great top laner. He is the Diamond Slayer, and it's looking like he's really forcing his opponents out of lane with that Ornn. Yeah, pretty boring from both sides. We see that Vitus has managed to keep that CS lead, and in mid there's a slightly smaller margin, but Ali is keeping that CS lead. Violet Sociocat, about 8 CS up from Will the Torpedo Brooks. He's not on his Lux, he's not on his Malzahar. I don't know how comfortable he is with Ziggs, but I know Ziggs is a very safe pick, especially into someone who's such a great mid laner like Ali.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like he's getting ganked, and nothing comes of it.
Yeah, very lackluster.
Opie did get the back, and he does get his Bomby Cinder, gets that lane potential, more HP, just the damage over time, makes his lane a little bit easier. We got the fight coming in, Tankfield Juice ulting, and he stops the portal, and Opie takes out Tankfield Juice with the first blood.
Wow, I'm very surprised.
That's, fantastic. Like I said, Opie is such a comfortable Malphite player, and he knows his capabilities. He knows exactly how much damage he's going to do, and it looked like he knew exactly what Tankfield Juice was looking to do. He managed to ult that Ornn right before he could hit his ult off, make sure there was, no chance for him to counter that fight.
Yeah, and he ends up with the win for him. So, Opie showing off that can really just beat everybody. Or at least Ornn.
Yeah, he is down about 16 CS, but that one kill plus the first blood gold almost evens it out. It might even get right there. Oh, and we look like Allergic to Milk does get the stun off, and Ignite Flash auto crit. Oh man, the headshot from Caitlyn getting the kill on Lucian. What a fantastic play. I don't think StarCraft was even expecting to be taken down that quickly this early. But, Vitus does have that BF sword.
Oh yeah, I mean, Lucian just overextended. He probably expected to get him out. situation he might be in. So
Yeah.
hey,
I mean, just he's trying to close that CS gap, and it just gets wider and wider as the game goes on. Something I'd expect to see from an ADC like Vitatus. God, I cannot pronounce that name. Change your name.
yeah, for sure. I mean, look at this, almost 30, a complete 30 gold CS lead over to Caitlyn here, and with the kill, it just makes it so much larger.
Yeah, and they're setting up. They're looking to drag, trying to get that first Infernal Drake. If SVT gets this dragon, it's going to be great for them. It'll keep their snowball going a little harder at down bot. And if PAW Patrol gets it, I can see a lot coming out from Lucian getting more potential in the bot lane, and it would definitely work out well for Ahri as well.
Yeah, and it's more wet noodle fighting in the top. However, looks slightly, or was slightly in favor of Grasp. Goes and gives Soren some.
Yeah, both laners have Grasp, so they're looking to stay in the lane as long as possible. That's typically the thing you want to do in this game, this type of game with a 5v5 in the LCS. Is a lot of the times it's just safer to keep the lane really boring and just try to make an impact in the team fight phase.
Definitely, for sure. Oh, and looks like...
How did that stun... Did that stun actually get off on Bard? Or, Braum?
I did not notice.
A pretty big distance. I think it was the W. And he's got the double stun on the ADC and the support. The ult coming on to Lucian. They're going straight for Gert. Vita is just dishing out damage, and they don't get him, but they definitely are forcing that Braum out of lane at the very least. Looking like they could get a turret plate or two. Tankfield Juice and Opie going at it again up top. Not too much to say about it, though. It is a wet noodle fight. Two tanks going at it. Not much to expect. We do see the Torpedo and Violet Seshu. Cat gets the charm. Takes out about half of the Torpedo's health. Amumu misses the bandage toss. Kane's going in with his Q. I don't know if he can get out of that too easily. We don't have the Bard ult. Let's see how this goes. A few people on each side are a little low, but it's looking like they're just going to disengage with a 0-for-0. Nobody gets anything special.
Oh yeah, for sure. With Caitlyn being as extended damage dealer as she is, if they kept on going, it definitely would have been potentially to the side of SVT with the protector.
Yeah, I'm sure. The positioning, the positioning from them was just fantastic. Able to keep doing damage and keep people away from them. Just resetting. It's looking like they're just trying to avoid giving either team the Infernal Drake. It looks like bot side is getting a plate or two. Down here, let's see if they go for more. With Amumu closing in on the bot side area, I wouldn't want to stay too long, but they might be greeting for that third plate. They should be able to get out.
Yeah, and here they are.
With the enemy bot lane there just in time to save their turret from one more plate.
Yeah, definitely not a surprise here. I mean, Caitlyn and Bard are just going to keep poking at Lucian and Braum. Say, you can't engage us because you...
Yeah, I mean, they don't have the range, they don't have the damage at this point, with Caitlyn's items. I mean, Lucian does have that Cutlass now, might give him a little bit of an edge, but I don't know how much since Caitlyn did just back and get that Infinity Edge.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the gold difference is just so hot. It's so large.
With a 1.3k gold lead, the ult coming in from Opie, and the Will Brooks just gets deleted. Didn't even see that one coming. Rest in peace, Will. Can I get some missiles in chat?
Yeah, well, it's such a clean play. It was communicated. Violet on Ahri was quick to respond. I mean, just textbook.
And with the roam coming down from mid, it does look like Tankfield Juice is getting some minions pushed to that tower, denying Opie even more and possibly widening that gap a little bit more between the two.
Yeah, things
looks like he gets a plate.
Yeah,
I'm seeing the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Everything is just starting to reset again. And we starting to become that quote-unquote boring lanes again.
Yeah, but hopefully after turret plates fall, we'll probably see some teams grouping up a little bit quicker. Gets the slow off and lots of damage with that Electrocute rune, and just the damage from Bard in general. Another fight going on top. Misses the stun, or the knock-up, I should say. We got Opie just continuing to auto-attack, and it looks like he's coming out on top with this, with magic damage coming out, and the magic resist from his Negatron cloak, and he's got the extra HP from the Catalyst of Eons.
Yeah.
Two AP tank top laners in the top lane. It's a little bit different from what you normally see, but it's still boring.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, look, it looks like OP's going into stride again, showing off his Malphite.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely got the damage. He can auto attack a little bit more, a little bit stronger than Ornn can with his W activated. You know, and he does have a little bit of armor to help out that damage come through.
Yeah, and I actually did not realize OP did get the kill mid on Ziggs. So.
Oh, I did not notice that. I thought it had gone to Ally, but you know, if OP can get even tankier or even faster, so be it. Ally does have that CS lead coming out. You know, already has the Luden's Echo. While Wilbrook still hasn't completed his item. He does have a pair of Magic Fin boots before getting his Luden's Echo. You know, we see more aggression coming out from the bot lane.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one shifted.
I'm sorry?
No one has. I'm just surprised that no one has gone to the bot side here as much.
Yeah, it
how to get
hasn't.
that dragon.
Yeah, I mean, well, seeing that team fight or the skirmish coming out around it, I don't think either team is really risking to wanting to risk losing so much to the first dragon. Hopefully, try to get the other team corralled in another spot on the map, keep them occupied somewhere with a split push or something before they can go for it. But it looks like they are positioning around it. Each team is clearing out control wards, trying to maintain vision control on the side of Paw Patrol. It looks like they do have wards on the dragon. Blue side does have a lot of aggressive wards on the ramps in the blue side jungle of Paw Patrol. And they also have vision around the dragon pit. You know, I still can't tell you which one I think will get it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Ornn is already pressuring top so much. I mean, the tower up there is about a quarter health. So...
I mean, yeah, with the demolish and just pushing OP in as much as he possibly can. I mean, that's how you can play the Ornn, is just keep going top. And we see the ult coming through from Gert, but it doesn't hit anything. Allergic to Milk does get the double stun, but there are 4 bot. I don't think they're wanting to stay in this. The charm misses from Ahri, getting some damage. Vita's just pushing it out and going for the damage on Barkland 99. Gert took more damage. They have 2 really low people in this lane, and that 4-man gank down bot didn't really look too good.
No, but it was a perfect... Oh, I would argue that it's a really good communication in terms of they brought it down. They were risking losing 2v2 to Caitlyn and Bard, so...
Yeah, they did. You know, nobody died on their side either. That is very true. And, you know, I think it was also just the excellence of that bot lane on the side of SVT, keeping themselves alive and dishing out damage at the same time. It's a great combo to see.
Oh, and we see the top laners going at it.
We see 2 people coming up for OP. Oh, and OP puts down the ult. Does not get knocked up since he is unstoppable. Getting the damage. The Kane ult goes into OP. Not dead yet, but the Q will seal the deal.
Yeah, it looks like they already decided to back out early.
Yeah, it does look like SVT is getting a lot of damage on the towers. It looks like either one side or the other is going to get that first tower gold on the side of SVT. The bot lane solo and the top lane being constantly pushed in by tank field juice, and they do get the first turret up down bot, and shortly after they should be getting that top tower.
Yeah, definitely. For sure, and the gold lead is starting to slowly creep up more and more for SVT. I mean, look, it's already almost complete 3 gold. 3k for SVT.
I mean, yeah, looking last time I had checked on it was only about 1.5k gold difference, and now it's almost doubled. It's nice seeing how well they're pulling off the early game on the side of SVT, especially, you know, against that really nice front to back we were talking about on the side of Paul. I think they're really trying to get ahead before they have to deal with that.
For sure, and look, it looked like they were about to threaten Dragon, but I guess not.
You know, I think they all still want Dragon. It's really hard for them to get on either side, but I think that SVT really does have the chance to now with the gold lead they have, and, you know, just coming from Vita to Siddisis with his Infinity Edge, his Kirch's Shard, however you pronounce that, you know, he's got the items to deal out the damage from a distance. He's very good at keeping his range, and when you look at the jungler on the side of SVT is also doing very well. Super Kamiguru now doing a lot of damage. The ult coming out from Braum. It looks like Super Kamiguru now is trying to get away. He does die, as does Bard. Vita's Aziz is left to fend for himself, but here comes Tankfield Juice trying to get him out, and it looks like that's 3 kills for the side of Paw Patrol. Like I said, that was just a fantastic fight for them. Now it looks like they're going to go ahead and get the dragon without any contest. We have Will Brooks. We do see that his ult is down. There's not much of a chance for him to try to steal it.
Yeah, for sure. And it just looks like SVT just overstepped. I mean, it was almost just like a perfectly placed bait, and now they're going to reap the reward.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time we've seen something exciting, but we could. Oh, and like I was saying, with the Braum passive and the Lucian passive synergizing, just getting so much damage off for that Lucian to get this done. Almost got Will Brooks, but he did get away.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Look, they got red out of it, so we're starting to see it stagnate between gold lead. It's practically down to 200 gold, slightly for SVT.
I think the gold lead's about to even out with, oh, well, it looks like Allergic to Mook does get away, not willing to chase that, especially when they know that their team is up and in the bot side jungle. Just gonna look to disengage, maybe reset, use that gold they've been holding on to.
Yeah, and this is I truly do believe this is where Patrol wants to be. I mean, they're evening out the gold, right? They know they have the team fight advantage. I mean, it's just starting to look like things are playing out.
Yeah, we do see it coming out on the side of PAW Patrol. They really like you said, they do have a fantastic mid game, and that just having the ability to coordinate like that, especially with Ali's shot calling and knowing when to go where and how to do it. That's really important, especially at this point of the game, since they're trying to rush into the mid game, try to look for more team fights. Definitely getting more picks. A pick on OP on the side of SVT. OP does get killed without any chance. The Bard ult does miss, so not too much more is going on. Tankfield Juice is looking to ult or just keep them away from that Herald. And it looks like SVT does get that Herald for more turret gold, which might push the gold lead a little bit more in their favor. They do have about a 600, 700 gold lead, but I think it's about to expand.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it seemed like very much miscommunication there between the rest of the... They looked like they were trying to do something.
It was looking like OP was trying to do something, but the team just wasn't willing. We see Will Brooks taking out that turret with his W. Now the Herald is looking to be able to get damage, without taking any on this inner turret. They are getting the outer turret as well. Without any outer turrets, it's a lot harder to defend their game, and they are looking to roll through this on the side of SVT. You see the gold lead expanding again, like we were talking about. It was coming out to an even point, and they just gave it away.
Yeah, as I said before, if PAW Patrol really wants to close out this game for themselves and take the win, they're going to have to be proactive. They're going to have to gauge what they have, forcing team fights as a five-man squad.
Yeah, I mean, at this point though, who's to say they can actually keep doing it? Their team fight is good, just in theory, with all their spells and synergies going on, but just the gold lead might cause I see Caitlyn's working on her first Zeal item, getting that crit out while Lucian just got his Borg. It's going to be hard for them to dish out as much damage as SVT can now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe we'll see another swing.
Yeah, we'll see another swing going out from the side of PAW Patrol for sure.
Well, I mean, look, the gold is already starting to come down to 1k-ish margin, or not 2, but...
Oh, it looks like Gert's gotten stunned, but he might be able to get the W. He does get stunned and ult out, but it looks like he still goes down with Vitadicity. He's just taking the kill. Tankfield just pushing in, knocking up R, using that. There's a flash coming out from the side of SVT from Bard. Doesn't get anything onto the RA. But they are getting that aggro mid, trying to take out that turret possibly. Definitely pushing it in, causing a lot of pressure for the side of PAW Patrol.
Yeah, that's almost like the ult was more for a threaten more than actually commitment.
A zoning ult, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they might get it now.
And it looks like Violet Sociocat almost going down, but Pop Sidonia is just in time, or the stopwatch, I should say. Tankfield just getting the knockup. Vita de Sedesis is critically low. Might not be able to stay in this fight, but we do see Super Kami Guru now coming in. Maybe looking to get something. I think they're just going to try to reset, let Vita just go back. Maybe finish off his Zeal item if he has the gold for it. And just, I like the game so far. It's been a pretty interesting game after about the 15-minute mark, with things consistently happening, going down. It's what I like to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if PAW Patrol can move a little bit better and really stick together as a five-man squad, I do think that they have the potential to start swinging things back to in their favor.
Yeah, if they can maintain vision control and just out-rotate the enemy team, they can, get some turrets down, pull that gold lead back in their favor. It is a pretty small margin now. Only 2k gold as opposed to the 3 it was. It's still wavering, still on the side of SVT, but it is still anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just honestly just looking just to get some picks, keep their gold lead up, and eventually they just deny Paw Patrol any way of looking back.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely good at getting those picks on the side of Paw Patrol. It does look like SVT is going to be getting that dragon. The Mountain Drake is going to be pretty helpful for them in their sieges, which they're always having those lanes pushed out. Always 2 in damage to the turrets. Now it's just going to make it go faster, and even better for getting the Baron if they feel like doing so. I think the chance at redemption for the side of Paw Patrol would be just like we said earlier, just getting picks, the REE, the bandage toss from a Moo, and then just being able to capitalize on that, take out a Squishy with it, and then just keep doing that. Build up that gold, let the carries get the money, and get more items.
Yeah, and then eventually once they start feeling comfortable with footing, I mean, then that's when they start to want to see the front to back fighting that they should be forcing.
We see Caitlyn has finished off the rapid fire cannon, is buying another pair of Brawler's gloves for a Runan's. No, Runan's doesn't take Brawler's gloves, does it? I'm not sure anymore.
No, Runan's, it's another Zeal item.
It's another Zeal item, so either a Phantom Dancer or a Static Shiv. I'd be thinking Phantom Dancer because from what I know, it's in a pretty good spot right now, and definitely good for if someone jumps right on gate, being able to take that damage off. I don't remember the percentage, but it's pretty hefty for an ADC to be able to take so much damage off.
Yeah, and if Caitlyn does decide to take that item, I definitely crazy interactions regarding that.
Oh man, that was a close ult from coming out from Bard. I had thought that Allie hadn't even been able to get out with her ult, but it looked like it didn't hit her. There's no Bard ult now to turn a team fight. They might have that in their favor. There is no Ahri ult anymore though either.
Yeah, definitely a utility that they're going to be missing if they do decide to start a fight here.
We do see that Tank Field Juice and Opie have their ults, the 2 big knockups. See how they use them, because I feel like a fight's coming up.
Yeah, Paw Patrol, if they want to start a fight, they're much more proactive. Should be much more proactive.
We see that the Lucian isn't really with the team right now. I don't think they're looking to start anything. He is getting that red buff. Maybe they are just looking for the reset. SVT trying to stop that push on their mid lane. I don't see much going on in the side lanes, and I was thinking that rotations would be a lot more common in this game, but maybe, we'll see what happens. But, after... the flash ult coming in from Opie, taking out Allergic to Milk and Lush and Bard. Oh man, the ult coming out from Tank Field Juice trying to turn the fight, knocks up Opie and Braum. Kane does get the kill on Ahri, and Caitlyn's putting out damage, just the ult doesn't take anybody down, but, we see a 2-for-1 trade from the side of Paw Patrol, getting 2 kills out of that, only losing 1. It looks like it's in their favor. They're trying to get that mid pushed in. I don't know if they can. Vita still has all his health. Doesn't have much mana, but coming out from ADC, not too important.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was saying earlier. I mean, if Paw Patrol wants to have a fight, they're gonna want to be the ones deciding when and where to fight between these 2 teams. And look, now the gold lead is now merely 200, 300 apart. This is exactly where they want to be.
Yeah, Paw Patrol really is looking to reel in that gold lead, trying to push out more. They are in a better position to start taking down some more turrets, get their team fight. That front to back we were talking about, it is coming through now. And with Opie, with the surprise ults, just catching them completely off guard with that flash ult in that last fight, that was beautiful to see.
Yeah, perfectly executed, perfect.
Not too much going down. We got OP down on the bot side, trying to, maybe just push in, get a little gold. He's, we saw in lane that Tank Field Juice did have more gold than OP, or more CS than OP did. He still does, but OP is closing in on that. It doesn't look like Tank Field Juice has really gotten much more CS since the laning phase.
Yeah, for sure.
we do see the two higher elo players on either side with Ari at 221 and Vitas at 218. Both carries looking like they have a lot of damage. And OP having to ult away from there, but Vitas is still going. Just keeping going with the autos. He puts out an ult, but I don't think it's going to get the kill. It sure doesn't.
No.
You know, that's another ult for ult trade. StarCraft getting the blue turret.
Yeah, there it is. And that was fairly well played by OP. He did not give a kill. They know for sure. If they give up giving any picks, then it could be very well mean the end of.
Right, yeah. OP knowing his life is worth more than his ult, so he just gets the hell out of dodge, really. And we do see the gold lead actually pulled forward 500 gold. It's not too hefty, but you know, we could see if they still have the momentum and push it forward and gain that gold lead against SVT. You know, they had such a strong early game, but this mid game is really shining from the side of PAW Patrol. It does look like they're positioning around Baron. We'll see if they do look like they're starting it, but it could just be a Baron bait. OP doesn't have his ult, nothing to disrupt. Barklin99 does have his to root everyone down, and everyone else does. And they're just going to have to disengage from that Baron because it's something they can't face against PAW Patrol right now.
Very interesting choice. I thought they were potentially going to trade it.
Yeah, I don't know what the entire thought process behind that Baron was. I didn't see any potential picks coming out. You know, it's just taking damage and losing pressure on the side of SVT.
Yeah, potentially, maybe they were expecting PAW Patrol to freak out a little bit and move their entire squad in. Yeah, things are resetting though, so I mean.
Yeah, they are just looking to reset, looking maybe to get more 5-on-5 fights. OP clearing out the vision from the side of SVT, getting that vision control on the Baron pitch, which is what they want. You know, around this time of the game, people are going to start doing the Baron dance, see who can get it, who can take more objectives. They are positioning around Dragon as well, though.
Yeah, just to note, he did miss one. There is one hiding right behind Baron.
Yeah, but I think it's just a scrying orb, and it doesn't really give too much vision, so, you know, it's a one hit. I don't think it was too important at that point. Yeah, I could be wrong. But yeah, they're dancing around Dragon now, and mid lane just looking to try to get some pressure out on either side, gather the gold for Ari, get her more items, maybe get a couple assassinations in this game.
I think PAW Patrol is looking to start something potentially here.
PAW Patrol does look like they've started the Dragon. They're pulling it out to avoid any interference from the side of SVT. I think it was a little bit of a premature ult coming from the side of SVT, and it did get blocked off by the Braum shield. A very good use of that E. And ult coming out from Caitlyn on the Ari, just to chunk her a little bit. We do see Barklin99 with a bandage toss. Bard ulted the Lucian. There's not the damage coming out from the ADC on the side of PAW Patrol. We got Barklin99 getting caught on the other side. He's deep in. He's dead. We see Gert getting picked out. Is Gert going to die? It doesn't look like it. Kane got a little too feisty. Died. Gert with a dash ult does knock him up, but pays with it for his life. OP ulting in on Vitas. StarCraft in the back, dishing out the damage. StarCraft is here to deal the damage to Tank Field Juice. Tank Field Juice is just one-on-one against the two carries of the side of PAW Patrol. Does get a knock-up. Will Brooks in the back, tossing out some bombs. Does end up... They do... Oh, the bomb bounced over Violet Sociocat. She did get trapped, though. Is she going to die? She does. The flash auto comes out from Bard. Bard grabbing that double kill and turning the fight in the favor of SVT.
Oh, yeah. And with the fight position, it was very interesting. Amumu did get much farther ahead than the rest of the team. And he might have been expecting much faster follow-up, but in the end at the end they were outflanked, and they left Ziggs to do what he likes to do, which is stay away from them and just throw bombs.
Yeah, Ziggs was just dishing out the damage from afar. He was a little low on mana, it looked like, so maybe not as much as he wanted to, but you know, he did get a lot out. He got his ult out. He kept people away. He, you know, picked off people who were too far in, like that Amumu just going in, being surrounded by the ADC. Will Brooks in the back throwing stuff. He's actually doing a pretty good job at just staying away, not dying too much on the Ziggs, and just clearing out waves. His CS is a little lacking in comparison to the Aries, but you know, that's to be expected from higher elo mid laners such as that one. Yeah, still doing the dance around Dragon. Does look like it's coming out for SVT though. We do see a Ruyan or Barklin99 looking to try to steal it. Maybe not. He doesn't go in. He does bandage toss a little too late. Catches onto Kane. Is caught. The Bartle stuns out the two tanks on the side of PAW Patrol. A double knockup, but it doesn't look like they took too much out of it. Kane's going to have to get out. And it looks like they pressured off, but they do have that bot lane on the side of SVT pushing in. Someone's going to have to go answer to that.
Yeah, very interesting reaction from... Even after losing Dragon and losing Ace, the gold lead is still fairly stagnant.
Yeah, you know, I think you could see Barkland 901 was just standing in that bush alone. No one was really around him when that dragon was going down. And I could tell he was just kind of like, hey guys, they're doing this, what do we do? And they just remained stagnant and just basically gave it up for free. And so now SVT does have that double Earth Drake going on to the Baron, taking it out a little bit more quickly than it normally would. But I don't think they'll be able to get it because Red Side is answering pretty promptly to this fight. Tank Juice does get the knock-up. He is getting teleported in on. There's 3. Opie goes in with the ult E. Super Kami Guru is Zanya, and red team takes it because Super Kami Guru was not able to smite in that state. Now we look like Opie's getting taken out. We got damage coming out from all around. It is just a slaughter over here. The Bard ult, Amumu does take out Bard. Violet Sociocat is surrounded by 2 people and does die. We've got Lucian still alive and Amumu still alive on the side of Paw Patrol, retreating, trying to just lick their wounds. They did keep that Baron. There's the ult coming out, but it does miss, and Barkland 99 gets the back. So we have 2 Baron buffs on the side of Paw Patrol. You know, 2 people getting out alive, able to, you know, stay out longer. They're going to be able to survive those pushes coming in from the side of SVT if they choose to do so, with the Baron buffs, as long as they don't get picked.
Yeah, and a very interesting fight. It was very messy. I don't think Paw Patrol played that as well as they liked. I mean, if they stayed in a 5-man squad and did and stayed together much more, I think they would have, that fight could have easily swung to Paw Patrol there.
Well, you know, it kind of hurts seeing that the Baron got stolen from the side of SVT, though. You know, sorry, it did look like Kane had a stopwatch or got Bard ulted. I wasn't sure what happened, but he did get incapacitated, wasn't able to move or smite the Baron, as it just got taken out by Amumu after Opie just went in and did so much damage to him. He had to stay safe. It was pretty unfortunate for them. That probably would have turned the tide way in their favor, but now Paw Patrol does have it, and they're looking to get something out of it. Bard ults in, Gert and Barkland 99 are caught out a little bit. We see the ult coming out from multiple sides. Opie ults straight for Vitastasis. The Garfield Juice tank or ult coming out for Paw Patrol, knocking them up, making them have to disengage. Ari ults, doesn't get anything from it though. Still has a couple more charges on it, but I don't think she's going to use them.
Yeah, solid defense coming out from SVT here. Kept OP away, and they didn't let them stack up as a 5-man.
Yeah, and we have a lot of pressure coming in that mid lane from the Baron waves on the side of Paw Patrol. We do see Kane does get the knockup, but I don't think there's going to be too much else to it.
Yeah, it just looks like Paw Patrol is sieging up.
And SVT's just trying their best to stay alive against it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's very
we do get the pick.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing big coming from that. We do see the Kane does have a Guardian Angel. He's going to be pretty tough to kill on that red Kane with the black cleaver upgraded, the Obsidian cleaver now from that Ornn passive, and a GA. That health and just the better stats for resistances coming from the red Kane. You know, the health, the regen, I guess you could say, from his ult will keep him alive a lot longer, make him pretty difficult in team fights. Even after he dies, he's still coming back with that GA. We see Paw Patrol does get that mid turret. You know, they're looking to try to push more, maybe rotate. 2 people did get caught out by the Bard ult. Nobody got stunned from it. We do see the Braum ult coming out, knocking up Vitatus and Allergic to Milk. Allergic to Milk is dead, but there is a fight still going on. Barkland 99 in the middle of 2 players, not doing too much damage to him, but just enough to kill him. Violet Sociocat takes out Ziggs. There's 4-1 on the side of Paw Patrol, 4-2, and it looks like Garfield Juice does get that knock-up. Super Kamiguru gets a double kill, but can he make it go any further? Is he going to get Ari?
Yeah, he still got the GA, so
he's staying around.
Here.
Ari does flash. He does have that GA going in. Like I said, he was able to just stay in that fight for so long with his red Kane and the stats coming from it. And he's still, I guess, quote unquote, in the fight from that GA. Like I said, he did come out with 2 kills on that. Not looking to go for anything else, which I think is a good idea, because that's a pretty easy death if you're still going in 2v1. You know, I don't think he has the capability to take out OP all the way.
Yeah, for sure. And again, another very interesting fight. It looked almost kind of messy. I think SVT played that maybe underestimated the damage coming from Violet Sociopath potentially here.
Yeah, I mean, Violet Sociocat got to isolate the Torpedo and just take him out pretty much on a one-on-one. Made the fight a lot easier without Torpedo throwing in some Qs, doing some AoE damage, from afar. He wasn't able to stay alive as long as he wanted to. And the problem is they just keep going straight for the bot lane. Allergic to Milk and Vitadus are just getting taken out in every team fight so quickly that they're not able to dish out much. Bard does get his ults, he does get the picks, but there's not too much that they can do to capitalize on that a lot of the times he does it.
Not enough peel coming out for Caitlyn, and she really does want to stay in that fight as long as she can. But if they just keep getting bursted down, then there's not much you can do.
Yeah, it's the life of an ADC player is, the game's fun until someone just assassinates you and they're not even an assassin.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's why some of the biggest reason why this Lucian pick.
See a one-on-one coming out, but it does turn into a two-on-one with the Caitlyn ult. The Bard ult does stun Violet Sociocat, but the Kayn is just going to go down. He's so out of position, and it looks like it's in the favor of PAW Patrol now. They do have the 5 versus the 4. They don't have those Baron buffs anymore. They did lose those in the team fight, and the time would have taken it out already, but they are looking to go for this Elder Drake. They're perfectly positioned around it, and it is a 4v5. It looks like SVT is just going to have to give it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the Lucian solo is definitely not surprising. Lucian has strong.
We see Amumu going in with a Bandage Toss ult. He's trying to take out the Bard. Does he get him? He does get him. The Torpedo and Vitadus are on him. He's isolated the 2 damage dealers with Tank Field Juice just in a 1v3. Tank Field Juice goes down. That ult misses and doesn't get really anybody. Gert did take damage, but being Braum, he didn't take too much.
Yeah,
looks like Ari's going for the teleport bot to push out that wave. They're trying to get this bot turret with the good rotations coming in from the calls on the side of PAW Patrol.
Yeah, SVT definitely had a mispositioning there. I mean, they just got punished.
Yeah, it's looking even better and better for PAW Patrol. Their early game started out a little bit rough. OP getting pushed in by the Tank Field Juice. Being chunked down before he got any items. And we had Vitadus and Allergic to Milk just putting down all the damage in bot lane, taking out that turret super quickly, getting lots of plates and pushing a gold lead, but it doesn't look like it's paying off too well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, PAW Patrol is doing exactly what they wanted to do. They survived the early game, made it to the, now late game, and they're going to capitalize on it. They're going to continue to force the fact that they can win team fights.
Yeah, they really can. They have that perfect front to back going on. Everyone knows what they should be doing in a team fight, and it shows. I mean, everyone's just able to position properly. We do see blue side going out with the double Mountain Drake again, trying to maybe get some damage on this Baron, or just bait it, seeing if they can get any picks, minimize that gold lead, because it is a 7k gold lead for the side of PAW Patrol now, with 2 more turrets than the other side, and an Elder Drake with that Infernal Drake. They do get that burn and the increased damage stats coming out from the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and it's almost very questionable. I don't think they started Baron. It looked like they were trying to. They didn't
start Baron. It looked like they were just clearing out Vision and trying to get their own set down. They still are dancing around. Bard putting out some poke, but it's really not doing anything because it's a Braum. I mean, a Bard Q's not going to do much to a guy with a Locket of the Iron Solari.
Yeah, it looks like PAW Patrol is starting to take control over Baron Pit over here.
Yeah, it looks like PAW Patrol is dealing some damage to that Baron. And they're taking it out somewhat fast, but the blue side is going in. Tank Field Juice does TP in. He dashes away. I think he's going to try to pull out this ult now that especially the OP ult is gone, but he might die too quickly. There is a redemption coming out, but it doesn't keep anybody alive. Super Comic Guru now does get some damage on the Violet Sociocat, looking to try to just get the kill. He's been brought into the enemy territory. He's in a 1v2 against Braum and Ari. Does he get the kill? Who knows? It's anyone's. Oh, and he does with that nasty Q. But it's still a 1v3, but he might be getting away. The flash dash from Lucian, just taking out Allergic to Milk, not even suspecting it. Then it looks like they're going to be getting an inhibitor here. If this Caitlyn doesn't play far back enough, she's going to have to give out this inhibitor, but if she doesn't play far back enough, she might get picked. We don't see the ult coming in from OP for another more seconds, but Nothing really good to shut her down. She did just back off. They did get an inhibitor, and now it looks like they might be getting a free Baron from that.
Yeah, and it was clean play from StarCraft's Lucian here. Instantly just melted.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, he wasn't doing super hot in the beginning of the game, but now he is 9-3 and 8, and he managed to, close that CS gap that Vita just had. It's only about like 30 more CS. I mean, it's still a pretty big chunk, but with the kills he has, it looks like his gold is actually greater now than Vita's. And Red Team did get the Baron. Kane did not manage to get that damage on it, didn't manage to smite it, and he does die, losing the GA and losing the defensive capabilities for his team. It's another 4v5, but now it's with Baron buff, and I don't know how safe that play was. I don't think that's something they should have done. That looked a little desperate from the side of SVT.
Yeah, but it's almost like they've just been put back up into a corner here. It was either slowly whittle away and bleed out, or try to make a comeback.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's too hefty of a price to pay for that Kane death. I mean, he doesn't have the GA for a while, but Paw Patrol hasn't been able to push anything out towards their base. Not too much pressure coming out, but they still do have, I believe it is 5 people with Baron buff, and that's pretty dangerous. It looks like they're probably just going to go for one lane, but they could go in multiple if they wanted to.
Yeah, and Paw Patrol has been playing this game very, very cleanly.
Yeah, they were just looking to, try to keep everything safe, don't give out too much in the beginning of the game, and just pull back like they knew they could at the end of the game. Now that they're in the late game, they're ready to just roll through the rest of the game.
Yeah, and it would definitely take a large mistake on the side of Paul.
The 4-man Bartle coming in. Super Comic Guru now doesn't get any CC, but it does look like he might be getting picked. He is deleted from Violet Sociocat. The ult coming in from Obi does take out Vita Stadesis. Nice focusing on Obi's part. Tank Field Juice goes down. We do see the Lucian just dishing out more and more damage, going for those kills on Will Brooks. Doesn't get anything. They're taking out that second inhibitor, and it looks like this is game. Yeah, they're just able to push in. Obi flashing and Eing. That's a little bit BM on their side, but it's time to celebrate. They did. They pulled out of that early game. They got through the mid game, and they just steamrolled that late game, taking game 1 for the side of Paw Patrol.
Yeah, for sure. And they did exactly what their game plan was. Make it to the late game. Just win team fights, win the game.
Fantastic. Now, who do you say player of the game was in that game?
Oh, man. That's very difficult. I may be a little biased as an AD carry player myself, but StarCraft held very, very strong.
I think StarCraft did a whole lot that game. It looks like on the graphs he does have the most damage in the game, dishing out a lot. He stayed safe. He didn't feed in the beginning of the game. He kept SVT from getting too much of a lead, and he brought it himself back into the game in that mid to late game with the front to back team fighting and just the perfect positioning, all the damage coming out, getting all those kills, really pulled through for his team. Yeah, I think but coming out from Minbung, ADC can't win MVP. If it was up to me, I'd say it was StarCraft. But second choice would most likely be Obi. Obi just was fantastic that game with all his ults, just going perfectly for Vitatis, being able to completely take him out of the fights. Basically making it a 4v5 almost instantly, knocking up so many people in the game. It was just fantastic on his side.
Yeah, for sure. And Opie did really hold it down early to mid game. He made sure, did his part in making sure that the goal didn't get too there for the side of SVT in that game. And eventually, we saw going into mid game. Paw Patrol kept the gold lead even, and then eventually just started to win team fights.
Yeah, ending the game with 11-3 and 11. StarCraft was just a monster by the end.
Yeah, for sure. And well, they look like the straw polls out.
Yeah. Coming up from CVAN, Opioids won that game. I'm going to have to agree. The Opioids were just so perfect. I loved all his engages. They were fantastic. Super, super great to watch.
Yeah, no, he did his job splendidly. He played that proactive game that Paw Patrol needed. Every time a fight was going to break out, he was the one to initiate. He made sure, and he made sure that the fight was dictated by his team.
Yeah, I mean, like that's something you would hope to expect to see from OP. You know, a very comfortable Malphite player, and he delivered that game.
Yeah, and without a doubt. And I mean, very small mechanic things. I did not know Braum Shield could stop could could stop Ornalt.
Yeah, the Braum Shield was that was a really nice thing to watch. Just the Braum Shield completely getting rid of the Arnold on a few occasions.
Mm.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna cut the stream for some VOD for VOD purposes. We'll be back in a bit. It was great game one. We'll see y'all soon.